Hey guys, welcome back to HD Arachnids. I'm Dave. As always, we got my beautiful wife Helen behind the camera.
Hi.
And today we're going to be doing a rehouse of one of our larger H gigas, and then we'll give you just a little update on the H gigas communal. We had requested that you guys going to give us some ideas for names for the H gigas communal, and we only got one idea for a name from a subscriber named Play Dead. It's Gigastan, and I actually kind of like the name, so we're going to go with Gigastan for the name for the communal. So there's that. You guys might notice a little bit different surroundings here. We had to move my father in here. His health is kind of going downhill pretty quick, so we decided to tear down the invert room and turn that back into a spare bedroom and move my dad in so that we can give him the care that he needs. Because I know that's what I'd want later on in life, and I'm glad that I'm in a position where I'm able to do that. And it's the right thing to do. So things are going to be a little bit messed up as far as like the invert room and recording and all that stuff, and you guys will just kind of have to bear with us. But I promise you, we're going to keep putting out videos and all that stuff too. So I think without further ado, we're going to get into the rehouse here, and we'll go ahead and show you guys the setup for that and the rehouse itself, and then we'll give you a little update on the communal, like I said. And yeah, that's about it for this week's show. So let's get started. Okay guys, this is what we're going to be moving the spider into. This is just a 10 by 10 by 10 acrylic cube. You get these at Hobby Lobby. They're for basketballs and soccer balls and whatnot, and they just happen to work great for fossorial or arboreal or even terrestrial enclosures. So we're just going to take our substrate mix. You guys have probably seen the video that we made on how to make our own substrate, but if not, I'll link that up here so you can guys go check that out. And these guys, H. gigas, are profuse burrows. They love to burrow, and every enclosure that I've ever had them in, they always go straight down to the bottom. So in my opinion, you really can't have enough substrate, or you can't have too much anyhow. So we're going to get quite a bit of that in here. And these are a fairly moisture-dependent species. You definitely can't let the substrate dry out in between waterings like you would with a lot of the more arid species. These guys are not as bad as like a Theraphosa for needing moisture, but they're right up there. They do prefer a good moisture level. So you always want to keep that bottom layer of substrate moist, and then as you see it dry out, you'll see the kind of the moisture line going down and drying out a little bit. You don't ever want to let that get probably below about halfway down. That way the spider can kind of burrow down and seek out its own moisture level and kind of set itself up wherever it's comfortable, basically. Now we always put a pretty good sized water dish in with these guys too, because apparently, I mean, I've never seen videos of doing this in situ or anything like that, but apparently they do spend some time actually going into the water, and in captivity they've been known to fish and catch fish and eat them out of little ponds and stuff like that in the enclosures. So I like to offer a good sized water dish just so they can kind of climb in there at least if they want to. And later on, I think with the Gigas communal, if it is successful, we're going to try to do something like a paludarium where they might have a spot that can actually do some fishing. So we're going to go ahead and throw a cork bark in there. And as you can see, I mean, we got probably a little over 6 inches of substrate there. I like to leave a little room in between the top and everything, because they'll pull a lot of substrate up and sort of fill up some of this space. Plus, it's good to have a little bit of a buffer when you're working with the tarantula or feeding or whatever. That way it can't just, hop right over real super easy. So we're going to get that cork bark down in there, scoop a little bit out, starter burrow. And then we got a couple of little fake plants we'll probably stick in here like this. Now you don't have to put these in there. A lot of people like to go for the more natural looking, but I mean, I think these fake plants actually look kind of good and adds a little splash of color to the enclosure. And my wife really enjoys making them with these things, so I figured this one's kind of for her. Where do you think I should put the other one at? Just back in this corner as well, you think?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. We'll stick that in there.
I usually like to take some of the dirt and put it on top of the cork bark.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
A little bit of that dirt up there just like that. Make sure it's not going to move around too easy.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got a couple of colorful, pretty rocks. We'll probably just sort of pop those on a little pile like right here in the corner. Then we'll do the water dish. Do we have a bigger one maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do a bigger water dish. And then we got this just cut up moss you can get at the pet shop or at the Hobby Lobby or whatever. When you get the stuff that's not coming from a pet shop, you always want to make sure that it says all natural and that it's never been treated with any kind of chemicals or dyes.
You want like this or one of the...
Yeah, that'll work. That one looks good. Yeah, a little bit bigger water dish. We'll pop that right over here in the corner and kind of sink it down in there just a smidge. All right, I like the way this is looking.
Yeah, looks good.
Give it a little bit more.
Almost as good as I would have done.
Okay. I think we're good there with that. We're going to get a little bit of water in there. Substrate's pretty moist because we did just make this one recently, so I don't have to add a whole lot of water to it, but still got to wet it down just a smidge. And of course, fill up the water dish. There we go. Well, there you have it, folks. That is our setup for our H. gigas. It's a juvenile, about the size of a $50 or so, so this enclosure should last for quite a while. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and do the rehouse part now. This is our juvenile H. gigas, or one of our juvenile H. gigas. And we're going to see if we can get him to cooperate and come out of here nice and easy. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's a him or a her, but... Got the catch cups ready, got the tub, all the tools we need, and the new enclosure ready to go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging. I can't even see him in there. Yeah, he's back in there a ways. So we'll get all this junk out of the way here. Now this is an old world, and they do tend to have a little bit more potent venom. I've heard people describe these guys as having medically significant venom, so you do want to be careful. I mean, I don't, obviously it's not going to kill you, but you're going to have a pretty rough day if you get bitten. So you always want to be using tongs when you're doing something like this. And just using as much care as you possibly can to avoid injury to yourself or the spider. I think I see some legs right
You
there.
went way down there.
See if I can just poke him out.
He's gonna be mad.
There we go. He's coming. Can you see him on the camera there?
Yeah, you can see some legs there. He's gotten really big.
Yeah, he has. And I was thinking of using the catch cup, but I think I could probably just walk him right over, actually. We'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll just set this. You guys get a view of the spider there. I don't know if you can see him too well.
Can. There he is.
He's a cute little guy. So I'm hoping we'll be able to just boop him right over into the enclosure here. Ooh. Yeah, we'll use a cup.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. He's just trying to burrow himself down. It's okay, buddy. Come on, let's go over into the cup. Yeah, I sweet talk my tarantulas. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't, and I just look kind of silly, but...
I talk to him too. I think a lot of people do.
I think a lot of people talk to their tarantulas. Come on, buddy, get in there. It's okay. There we go. And now we can probably get a good view, too. Well, he's kind of scrunched down in there, but...
Yeah, I see him.
How's that look?
Pretty
And they're really beautiful little spiders. I love that big pill-shaped abdomen. All right, buddy. Now just right out of there. Okay.
There he goes.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And straight into the hide, of course. Like I said, this enclosure, these guys get to be about, I think right around 6 to maybe a little bit bigger, 6 inches or so. So this enclosure should last, if not right up into adulthood, like almost to full size, and then we might end up putting it into a nicer, bigger enclosure a little bit later on. But let me scoot a little
Can't
closer
see him,
here. Yeah, you can't see the spider, but you can get a nice look at the enclosure, though. I think that turned out pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just move on to the next part of the video, and I'm going to kind of just give you guys a little update and visual on the gigas communal and what's going on. Alright guys, so now for the update on the H. gigas communal. As you can see, there's not a whole lot going on in here at the moment. None of them are visible right now. We just fed them today, so you can see there's some mealworms in there for them. And they have, they've all burrowed down in this little area right here, and they all kind of hunker down in there, and I've seen a few of them out and about here and there, but for the most part, they're staying burrowed down in there, and they even like dug this ball of stuff out and kind of, I don't know if they did it cooperatively or what, but it's pretty cool the way they're kind of working together and doing some stuff in there together. And they also have another little kind of hole right over here, but I haven't seen any of them actually in that hole yet. So what we do when we feed them is we just take mealworms and squish the heads, and then we just cut them in half and make sure there's enough in there for everybody to eat. And then obviously after 24 hours, if they haven't eaten, or even if they have eaten, we'll pull out all the leftover prey so it doesn't go rotten on us. And yeah, little water dish right there. And so far everything's going fine. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we got a name suggestion from a subscriber named PlayDead, who has actually commented on a lot of my videos, which, you know, we really appreciate. We like to interact with our fans. Said we should name it Gigastan, and you know, actually kind of really like that name. I think it's kind of funny, so we're going to name the communal Gigastan. I'm going to print up a label for it and put it on there, and from here on out, that's what we're going to refer to it as, I guess. And yeah. So that's the update on the H. Gigas communal, and like I said, anytime anything new develops, I'm going to kind of just do a little footage of it and pop it on there, and then I'll make sure that all these videos are kind of in their own playlist, so that anybody that wants to follow this can just kind of go through and watch it from start to, you know, whenever it finishes up.
And the other 45.
All right, and the other 45 Gigases we've got over here, and they're still pretty much set up the same way they were when I showed you guys last time. They're all in their little sling boxes. I really like these Matchbox boxes here. These things are pretty awesome. Then we got trunks right here too, because, you know, trunks. And yeah, and this is just one of our shelves. I got some arboreals up there, some more arboreals there. The slings on the higher shelf just so they stay nice and warm, and some other stuff down there. That's normally where the Gigas communal sits, right there. And then yeah, down at the bottom, and then we got a big bin of substrate there, because everybody has a bin of substrate in their living room. And we got some other stuff over here. We got the one with the lights on. That's actually one of my wife's newest additions. It's a ketchup frog, and we're definitely not a tomato frog. Yeah, tomato frog. We named ketchup. Yes, and yeah, we're probably not going to see him. He's more than likely down in that hide down there. He doesn't do a whole lot. Kind of boring. And just a few other various enclosures here. Right in here is our GBB, who just molted the other day, and she was right down there, but you're not going to be able to see her. Uh-oh, she moved back into her hide. And we got another shelf here behind the computer desk with several of our larger spiders. And then I guess I'll show you guys where we stuck the rest of the stuff, because like I said, we had to tear down the invert room. So we're in the kitchen here with the rest of it, because, you know, everybody wants to have a roach colony in their kitchen. We got the dubias right there, we got the hissers right there, and then two more shelves full of tarantulas, and some cookbooks. So yeah, that's kind of the state of things right now. Well, okay, guys, there you have it. That is our H. Gigas rehouse and a little bit of an update on our communal, and then, you know, obviously I'll let you kind of know what's going on around here in the tarantula room and everything that's kind of going on in my life. Things are a little bit hectic right now, but like I said, I'm going to try to get you guys out a video every week like I want to do. And every Friday, hopefully, we'll get you guys something. And thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Remember, Fatal Fangs is coming up. That starts next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Time in the United States, 8 p.m. UK time, I believe. And that'll be on the Pet Rock and Roll channel, so you guys definitely go give her a subscribe and check that out. We're competing. I think we're in the 6th or 7th match in the first video, and hopefully we'll make it through to the second round, and maybe the third round, and maybe the fourth, and so on and so forth. And yeah, so we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.